Will rising sea levels cause entire islands to vanish? Will coastal cities be swamped by rising tides caused by global warming? Warnings of the ocean reclaiming vast areas of coastline have been relentless. Yet nowhere is the truth more apparent than on a chain of tiny islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean. The Maldives is a country comprised of a chain of atolls and small islands where the alarm bells of climate doom have been sounding for decades. Very few of the islands in the Maldives have elevations greater than 6 feet above sea level, which made claims of a looming inundation by the sea seem more plausible. In the 2006 film An Inconvenient Truth, Al Gore claimed that millions of people in coastal areas would be forced to evacuate their homes.
Calcutta and to the east Bangladesh, the area covered includes 60 million people.
And that whole populations in the Pacific would have to be moved due to a 20-foot rise in sea levels. By 2012, the former president of the Maldives, Mohamed Nasheed, warned, "If carbon emissions continue at the rate they're climbing today, my country will be underwater in 7 years."
We do not act now, my island nation will be submerged by the rising sea.
The assertion was clear. Citizens of the Maldives would soon become climate refugees due to rising sea levels. Over a decade has passed, though, and the islands are still there. There's no sign they're sinking beneath the sea at all. The climate fraudulence was exposed. In spite of the doomsday predictions, plans for dozens of new resorts, airports, and golf courses in the Maldives are underway. All of these are insured by multinational insurance companies that avoid risk like the plague. Would these companies put at risk many millions of dollars if there were a real threat that the projects would be underwater in 8 or 10 years? Not only did the Maldives Islands not disappear, but 97% of the hundreds of islands that comprise the Maldives were discovered to be either stable or growing in size. Photographic evidence proves that beaches are expanding and land area on nearly 90% of the islands have enlarged in recent decades. A 2020 study concluded that only 5 out of the 709 islands comprising the Maldives had actually contracted in size. The simplistic view that CO2-driven warming is leading to accelerating and dangerous rises in sea level ignores the fact that modern sea level rise began about 170 years ago. And since 1850, the rate of ocean rise has been stable at around 7 inches per century. At this rate, by the year 2100, the sea level increase will barely be above your great-grandkids' ankles. An important but rarely reported fact is that the Maldives and thousands of other low-lying islands around the world were also just above sea level 15,000 years ago. Since that time, sea level has increased 400 feet. Why are these islands not under 400 feet of ocean? Well, the answer is that a geological process known as accretion allows the islands to grow along with the rising ocean. Coral reefs grow quickly and easily match rising oceans. Storms then wash eroded coral sands onto the islands where winds and natural forces distribute it across the land. The complex process prevents them from being inundated, and as long as the seas keep rising, so will the islands of the Maldives. The experts at the CO2 Coalition will raise your level of climate comprehension. Make sure to go to our website now to keep your head above the turbulent waters of climate hysteria.